Hey everyone, this is Chef. Welcome back to Uma. Today we're going to keep working on our team trials reshuffle, specifically with a rebuild of Grass Wonder to move over to mediums to complement our double Dominator team that we're aiming for. Last time for our medium runners with Agnes Tachyon, we used a 3-speed, 2-stam, 1 Rico build, and I think that worked fairly well. The skills turned out okay, the stats turned out okay. She hasn't won quite as many races as I think we would like, but it could have been a bit of a low roll on a career, and that's something that we can fix up anyway. As far as stamina goes, our gold skill ideally is going to be coming from Tosin Jordan. So if we don't hit Breath of Fresh Air specifically off of that, this is probably going to be a rebuild, but we're going to give it a shot and see how it goes. And we also need to iterate on our Mayo Vodka as well, because this has also been a lower scorer than I think we were anticipating. So if we head over to our trainees, we pop over to look at Grass Wonder. We're dealing with 20% growth in speed, 10% growth in power, 0% in stamina. Relative to Agnes Tachyon, that's about the same, except we're getting power instead of guts, which is convenient. That's slightly more towards the stats that we're actually going to be looking at using in team trials, and so I think there's no reason that we can't just go ahead and use the same deck for this as well. So if we pop into Unity Cup, take Grass Wonder. We do have her at potential 3 already, so she has Dominator unlocked. As far as parents go, I recall us getting a pretty decent medium parent out of our last career run with Vodka. Looking at 2-wit, 2 medium with Ignited Spirit Power, Tail Held High, Slick Surge, Nimble Navigator, Ramp Up. These are all things that we want Grass Wonder to have, because Grass Wonder is a light surger. And then we're getting Turf out of it, which is fine, and Stamina Mile, which is not super ideal. But I think this is still a very good parent. I also think it is better than the gold chip that we have. The pink sparks are similarly unfocused. There's this tutorial Daiwa that's still in that inheritance chain, and the white sparks are significantly worse as well. So I think this vodka is probably our new medium parent for the foreseeable future, especially if it is a trainee that plans on being a late surger. And then for guests, let's see what we've got available for turf medium runners. We have 4 options. We'll take a look at our affinity bonus here. We do have a lot of triple affinity options, which is very nice. We have 3 power, 3 turf, 3 power, 3 spent, 3 power, 3 turf. That's probably not really something we're looking at using. We have a Tachyon with speed, medium, power, medium, power, medium. This doesn't look... This is a ton of white sparks. Holy cow. I don't remember this trainee being here. We have straightaway recovery, unity cup, corner recovery, corner adapt. We don't really care about standard, non-standard, and firm. That's a very nice parent, though. And then this saying is stam medium, power medium, power medium. The straightaway adapt, ramp up, corner adapt. I actually kind of like this Agnes Tachyon, honestly. It would be nice to inherit a little bit more stamina here, so we're probably going to need to burst on stamina a few times to get ourselves up to that 800 threshold. But I think this is very, very nice. So let's go ahead and do that borrow. And then we should have our medium team trials deck locked in already here with what we ran last time. So we'll plug in Kita-san, Tosin Jordan at 50. We have our twin stamina cards here that are going to be in charge of getting us up to around 800. And we have Rika just to smooth things over. Seems perfectly fine to me. I don't really think there's any adjustments that we need to make. We could swap out Vodka for Asian Flash specifically, because we do have Asian Flash at 3 limit break, and Asian does have some pretty relevant hints for late surgers, straightaways, corners, but also Vodka has pretty relevant hints for late surgers. We have Slick Surge, we have medium straightaways, we have straightaway adapt and straightaway acceleration, which we don't mind, a straightaway recovery to make Breath of Fresh Air cheaper. So I think in this case there's not really a difference between them in terms of hints, and we can just take Vodka because we know that Vodka is one of our stronger SR power cards right now until we get more copies of the big names like Sweet Tosho and King Halo. So we'll go ahead and run this. This is the only run we're doing today. We'll see where we wind up. I would like to skip. I would like to shorten all events. And off we go. First 2 turns, all we're really looking for is friendship. Trying to build as many bars as possible. I think it's fairly obvious that that is going to be a stamina training. Wit is just 1. Everybody else is also just 1. Vodka's hints are important enough that I'd like to take this Wit instead of taking a Recreation, because we know that there's a lot of hints from her that we want. Medium straightaways is one of them. I think we're very happy about that. It's okay, I do not need an explanation. 2, 2, 0, 0, 1. This is good enough to take, I think. We can take that and we can start working on our spirit training early. Medium corners hint is also good. This is a very nice start so far. We do not need the hint for mild corners, so we can just take top option here. 2 and 2, 0 and 1, 1 and 1. It's a fine stamina training. Go ahead and take that. Go ahead and take energy. Get some stats. 3 and 2 is quite good. Better than 2 and 1. Yeah, we take that too. We might not have the opportunity to recreate here, because our trainings are just too good. Team rank up to F. Would I be willing to gamble on a 9%? Not really. I also wouldn't mind taking that speed training. It's a lot of friendship training. Would I be willing to gamble a 12% on it, though? No, I think that's a little steep. I think we can just rest this turn and get some guaranteed energy back. I think we're liable to see better trainings than that. 2 spirit training, 1 stamina versus... Or 2 spirit training, 1 friendship versus 1 spirit training, 2 friendship. I would rather just take the spirit training, especially given that it's on stamina rather than guts. Stamina is going to be more of a core stat for us. We know it's something that we're going to need to build over the course of the run, so we can prioritize it here. It's a great speed training. That's a not bad power training, but this is too much spirit training progress to pass up on. So we'll take that. Not nearly as good. In fact, there's nothing good here. I think this is finally our recreate turn. So let's get our mood fixed up. Getting 20 energy out of that is also really nice. Getting 15 energy out of that is also really nice. It's a cheap Rico training versus really nothing else going on. I don't mind taking this because Rico is just going to make our energy demand lower. And then we also get a spirit burst out of Toast and Jordan. There's our mood up to great. There's our mood up to great again. Burst on guts is not where we want to be, but I don't mind taking a hint from vodka on power here. Still lots of relevant stuff we could get there. Straightaway acceleration's fine. Competitive spirit is not something we want, so we can take speed and wit. And then do we have anything we can afford? We could buy medium straights, but at 2 hint levels, I think it could get cheaper over the course of the run. Straightaway acceleration definitely can, because Rico's going to give us hints for that after we unlock our recreation. So I don't think we need to buy anything right now. And then just for the sake of consistency, we'll run pace. Just to keep ourselves closer to the front of the pack. Fewer opportunities for us to get blocked. A hint for right-handed is a little relevant. Most tracks are right-handed on turf, but it's not really very high up my list of things to buy. I may burst on this power, though. It builds 2 friendships, it has 2 spirit trainings on it. It builds stamina a little bit. I don't mind taking that burst. I do want to spend bursts before we get to the first Unity Cup round, and while that's a little early to be doing it, I think it's okay. It's a really early Rico unlock, which is very nice. That will really simplify things for us going forwards. We have 1 friendship, 2 spirit trainings. 2 friendship, 2 spirit trainings. No friendship, 1 spirit training. This is a stamina day. Ida-san is almost a gold. Plus 10 energy is definitely what we want here so that we can safely train next turn. Safely-ish. It's a good speed. It's a better wit, and it makes our training next turn 100% safe, so we'll just go ahead and take the wit. Our trainings could get even cheaper. Ooh, Fast Learner's very good. That's very, very good. It's an okay wit. It's an even better stamina. Take all this friendship progress, take all that spirit training. We're going to get to double our friendship with Cafe off of the hint, which is nice. We'll take 5 energy out of this, and then this could be our first Rico. Just to get a little bit of energy back safely. Well, or we could take 10 energy here and train safely next turn anyway. This has been great. We've only rested 1 turn so far, and we're almost out of junior year. That's a huge stamina training. Like, this is a rainbow, and it puts Kita-san to burst, but this works on 2 relevant friendships. It puts Saiyan Sky to burst, and it has 3 spirit trainings on it. That's a beautiful stamina training. And then this is probably a full rest. Do I want 10 stamp, 10 guts, or just 20 wit? I wouldn't mind having 20 wit. So we probably can't train today. It's an okay... You know what? It's actually a wit worth taking. It puts vodka to gold. It also puts vodka to spirit burst. It also builds Matikane's spirit training. And we could get an energy recovery next turn. I think I can afford to take that. I think I can afford to take that too. That's also just a good training. Yeah, we'll just keep taking wit for a bit. I don't mind it. It's preserving our energy, it's building friendships, it's building spirit training. It's doing everything we want to do. We don't want guts, so we'll take the power option. 1. A risky-ish burst on stamina. I do want bursts on stamina eventually. But I don't think it's worth bursting on it now at 15% failure. I think I'll see it there later. So let's take our first Rico charge. And just get a little bit of energy back for free that way. And then get a little bit of extra energy for free back here. And now, if we see a burst, we can take it. I think I'll probably just take that wit, though. So this puts Taiki to burst, but there's like not really anybody here. So we're paying 20 energy, put Taiki to burst. This, we're getting 16 stats out of maybe like 16 energy, and we're putting Kita-san to burst. Here, we're not putting Tosin Jordan to burst, but we are continuing to train her stats. We're preserving energy, and we're also putting her gold, so I think that's okay. It's a worse wit training than the other 2 options. However, I think it does enough for us that we can still take it. And then we can take a double rainbow on speed with a burst. And it puts Taiki to burst. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. That's really good for this point in the career. And then we're into our goal race. We definitely don't need to buy because we have Fast Learner. So all this stuff is going to get really, really cheap by the end of the run. Even if it means we lose a race or 2, that's fine. I would happily trade a few race losses for cheaper skills at the end. But in this case, you don't have to. I would love to take 20 stamina so that I don't have to worry about it later. And then if we don't see a good training here, we're racing. It's an okay power. It's actually a pretty good power. It puts Kita-san to burst, it builds Tosin Jordan, but also it's 30 stats. That's quite good. This consumes one of Saiyan's bursts and might put her to gold. And obviously we're not taking guts. I don't feel super compelled to burst on wit right now, so I think I would be fine taking this power, putting Kita-san to burst, getting a little extra power out of Etsuko being here, and then just refreshing energy into classic here. We might see a wit burst later, in which case we would be fine to take it in one of the first couple turns of Classic Year instead. So let's go ahead and do that. And then heading into first round of Unity Cup, we're at 29 Unity trainings and 2 Spirit Bursts. That is a very strong start. That is a very, very strong start to a career. We'll move Vodka over to Miles. And then we need to get Cafe onto Longs. So let's switch Cafe and Monticane. Cafe, Cafe, Cafe. There we go. So that's everybody A, D on Miles, D on Mediums, E on Sprint, E on Long. This should be an extremely, extremely strong team. We will take top option. That is a very strong team indeed. Alright, let's keep that momentum going. This is really good so far. So Grass Wonder does have a hidden event, and Grass Wonder's hidden event is to win the Triple Crown. If we do that, we get 15 speed, 15 power, 15 wit, and a hint for up tempo, which is not a hint that we'll probably be using, but getting 45 stats out of winning the Triple Crown is pretty good. So for the time being, we are going to schedule in the Triple Crown races just to keep an eye on them, and unless our trainings are very good, we're going to try and run them if we can. In this case, I think we're just going to burst on speed, though, for this turn's training. I don't really see anything else going on here, and the speed training is quite good. We do need to be a little mindful of our stamina, because we aren't inheriting a ton of it, and we need to be able to get to 800. Also, that's a very unfortunate pace chase, or a head-on hint on a run that is not a pace chaser. This is very likely to be a Rico turn, although I wish I could take this stamina and power. These are both quite good trainings. Just a little too risky for my blood. So let's take some free energy out of Rico. There's an extra 25. Speed versus wit and skill points. I'll just take speed. Burst on stamina is where we want to spend stamina, and it builds Saiyan Sky's friendship. I think that's quite good. It would take a good training to pull me off of that, and none of those are it. So let's keep shoring our stamina up. Next turn probably needs to be a wit. But if we can wit one time, after that we should be good. Oh, that's a good speed. I'll gamble on a 20% speed. This is already a really high roll run, so let's see if we can try and just double down on our luck. Oh, we can. Okay, we have to rest next turn. But that is statistically as good as a training as our deck can produce right now. So I think it's worth the gamble. I really would like to take stamina out of any event that I can get it out of, so let's do that. Can't take that training. Wish I could take that training. That's very good. Yeah, I can't take any of these. This has to be a full rest. Plus 30 is brutal there. It's an okay stamina. It's an okay wit. I am mindful of falling into an energy vortex right now. But I think this is probably a good enough training. We're getting 30 stats out of this, and it's in stamina, which we know we need. So let's take it. We're gonna really try and run the Satsuki show. We would really like to. The gold inspiration, too. This run is blessed so far. Okay. What actually was that stats-wise? 22 stam, 45 power, 10 wit, 6 guts, 13 speed. Just it's a little bit of everything. We can't take that training. We wouldn't take that training. None of these trainings are that good. So let's see if we can actually nab this hidden event. I mean, obviously the speed is good, but besides the speed, none of the other trainings are that good. Okay. First step of the hidden event done. We also have enough stamina right now to run the Kikukusho, which is a pretty good sign, I would say. Bad training, bad training, bad training, bad training, bad training. What a great turn for a rest. I really would like to hit plus 70 here. Plus 50 is okay, I'll take it. That's alright, that's alright. Single rainbow stamp, burst on power. I don't want to burst on power. I think I want to burst on speed or stamina and just let speed take care of it unless the training is very good. And this is not a good enough training to burst on power. I'm going to take Wit because Wit takes care of a lot of spirit training for us right now, and it also just preserves our energy. Putting Montikane to burst is nice. It's convenient for us, gives us a burst that we can use later. Breath of Fresh Air hint is huge. Everything is coming together so far. Everything's by a nose. Everything's coming together. Yes. We might actually buy Breath of Fresh Air for the Kikukusho, just to make sure that we have a recovery to make it through that race. Alright, we do have Summer Break in 2 turns. I'm a little tempted by a burst on Wit here for the sake of energy preservation, but the other thing that we could do here is just Rico. And that would also recover all of our energy in a more efficient way, and save this Wit burst for something else. Given where speed and stamina are right now, I actually don't think we need to burst on stamina much at all, but I would like to get speed and power as high as they can go. So let's take a Rico and see if we can get that Spirit Burst to line up on speed specifically. That's fine. We can fix it in Summer Break. It's an okay stamina training. Not a very good power burst. Not a very good Wit training. Take the stamina training because you know that you want to rest one time in Summer Break to fix your mood. How are we looking for Unity Cup round 2? We're at 40 Unity trainings, 4 Spirit Bursts. We should still be massively ahead of the curve. We have C runners almost everywhere, which is not really something that happens until the end of Classic year. So I think we are still way ahead of where we're supposed to be. Bring Vodka down here, and then bring Montikane over here. That gives us C Sprint, C Medium, D Long, C Dirt, and then us on Mile with a lot of stats right now. That should be fine. We should absolutely be able to beat the top team right now. Nothing's guaranteed, but we're very strong. Strong enough. Close, but strong enough. And then we are into Summer Break. With, I think, 1 burst still active. Possibly 2. Yeah, there's one of them. I don't want to burst on power. Stamina training's not good. Guts training isn't good. Do I think I'm likely to see a better speed training than this? Probably. But this is still, it's a little bit of a risky training next turn, but I think it's still good enough that we could take it. And if it's a bad training next turn, we can rest. I don't see a rainbow. That's a good sign. That's not a speed training worth taking. These are not any trainings worth taking. This is a perfect time to rest and recreate. This is a stamina training that puts Cafe to gold. And it's not a good power training, so take the stamina. Okay. And then show me like a double rainbow and a burst on speed. Is what we're looking for specifically here. Oh! Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, we'll be doing it. Pretty good so far, pretty good. Stamina Eater's long. I don't really see any world where we use that. We're at Team Rank B in Classic here. That's in wit to 3. Don't think any of these trainings are worth taking, but we are very low on energy, where I don't even think our Rico fixes it. Let's see if we can ration those charges out. 70's huge. A double rainbow on speed is huge. Are we passing up anything even better? No. Take it. We still want to prioritize a little bit of spirit training here. We don't want to pivot all the way into stat growth yet. So we're getting 2 spirit trainings out of power. We're only getting 1 out of stamina. And the difference in terms of the attributes we're getting is not huge. We're getting 21 there. We're getting 24 here. So this is actually a better training on power numerically, even though we have more supports on the stamina training. So let's take our spirit training option, and let's also take a little bit of extra statting into stamina while building power. Let's go ahead and take energy. And then even though it's going to be a little expensive because we don't have hints for straightaway recovery, let's buy breath or fresh air just to make sure that we can make it through the Kikuku shell. We should not have any issue with 600 speed, 480 stamina, but given that this is the last step of our hidden event, I would really like to make sure that we can clear it. In terms of what we're giving up on, we're passing up on a single rainbow on stamina, an insanely good wit training that I would love to take, but not versus getting 45 free stats, assuming we win. Fingers crossed. We have the stats for this. It's okay, not everything can go well. You can't always succeed. I don't know how she managed to lose that. Maybe by getting blocked. That's unfortunate, though. Son of a... We should have taken that wit training. Had I known, that wit training is so much better. But, oh well. That's the way it goes sometimes. So we're into Japan Cup. This is a career goal. So even if we get blocked, we can just alarm clock. Won't be a problem. Our fan threshold will also not be a problem. We can unlock every single level of our unique right now. This is probably going to need to be a rest. We're a little too deep on energy to try and wit our way out of this. Well, or are we? Because we run the Arima Kina next turn, and then we can get 30 energy out of senior year, and then we have Raffle. And this is 2 spirit trainings on supports that have not burst yet. You know what? I don't hate that. We also get extra wit out of Etsuko being there, which is nice. Let's go finish the Arima Kinan. Good. I can't believe we lost the Kikuku shell, man. It's so messed up. Oh. Life goes on. Round 3 of Unity Cup. We're at 51 Unity Trainings, 5 Spirit Bursts. We have C ranks across the board, and everybody is rank A in their aptitudes. Let's go race. We'll take top again, because that way we can take medium option in senior year, assuming that we win here. It's not a guarantee. Alright, again, we're making it through by the skin of our teeth, but a win is a win. And now we have a little bit of flexibility booked in senior year. Because we can take middle option and still be top 5. We will absolutely take 30 energy here. I want to see a big training, because we have energy coming back next turn as well, if we're lucky. How are we looking on stamina? We need to get to 800 stamina by the end of the run, and we're currently at 500. Inheritance is probably going to put us at 550. End of career is probably going to put us at 650. So we still need about 150 stamina or so. We should probably be working on it pretty actively at this point. We also get a better spirit training out of it because Smart Falcon hasn't burst yet. So let's go ahead and take Stam. This also means we can still train safely next turn. Bushel with Carrots is fine. It's not the best option possible, but it's still pretty good. That's not a good Rainbow training. That's a good Spirit training, though. I think I'm fine taking a Spirit training option here, and it also puts Rice Shower to burst. We're not quite at our pivot point yet, I don't think. Although we're getting close. A double burst on stamina. I think this is exactly what we want. Please do not fail. Oh, thank you. I promise I won't do anything greedy for the rest of the run. That's all we needed. That's Team Rank A already. Holy cow. Alright, this has to be a full rest because we have almost no energy. It's a perfect time for a plus 70 to show up. This is probably the best run that we've had so far on this account right now. It's not over yet. Fine turn to just take a wit. It puts Cafe to burst. It's not over yet. There's time for our luck to run out, but this is a very strong run right now. We're not going to burst on Guts. We're not going to take that power training. This is actually a fine spirit training just in terms of... Or a fine speed training just in terms of spirit training, without even the rainbow being there. It also works on Etsuko. We're into Inspiration. It's a second gold. Everything is coming up rainbows. Ignited Spirit Power hint. Mile hint is a little unfortunate. We don't necessarily need that. We would have preferred to see medium and or turf there, but it's okay. It's also pretty good stamina training. And we could train safely next turn still. Yeah, I'll take it. Kind of looking to take Wit here for a couple turns, though, to rebuild our energy. Okay, definitely looking to take Wit here for a couple turns to rebuild energy. That's probably not good enough. None of these are good enough. I think we can take one more Rico here, just to keep progressing the event. This is Curvature, so at least we're going to have that. Do we have any other golds in the deck? Yes, you have Escape Artist off of Saiyan, but you're not going to use that. And you haven't even seen the first chain for it. So if you see that event chain, you can actually just kill it at the first step. Because you're not going to use any of the other steps. That's not a good Wit. That's not a good Guts. It's not a good Stamina, and I think we might be alright on Stamina now. This looks like a race day to me. Let's go take a Mile G1. We are Mile S. After all. Okay. Show me -5. -20 is okay, I'll live with it. Double Rainbow Stamina at 20% fail. I don't need to take that. I'd like to take it, but I don't think I need to take it. It's not a good Wit either. It's only 2 Spirit trainings, and it can't guarantee we train safely next turn. I think this is a rest. Plus 30s? Okay. We've gotten extremely lucky on other rest events. I'm not going to cry about it. And then I'm going to take this speed, even though we're coming into summer break with half energy, because it's a double rainbow. It's an above average training for our deck, and Rico's there to offset the energy cost. It's an interesting stamina. It's an interesting power. It's an interesting Wit, but this is just a really good speed training. Take plus 10 Wit. It is inconceivable that we could lose a race. This Grass Wonder has better stats right now than probably half of our Team Trials runners. And we still have 15 turns to go. We have our first B rank runner already. We have 63 Unity Trainings, 7 Spirit Bursts. We do not want to run against Turf Queens, because Turf Queens are still very strong. Even the prediction is like, I don't know if you should be doing that. So we're going to take our middle opponent, because we bought the flexibility to do this by taking greedy runnings in the first 3 turns. That's our 5-0. So we are a lock for getting our max attribute bonus in the final round. And then we're into summer break. Wow. Interesting speed training. I don't think I take it. Well, I could take this wit, actually. This wit is okay. This is a really interesting speed training just for progressing spirit trainings, but I don't like what it does to my energy, so let's take this option. Late Surge of Straightaways is a good skill. Double Rainbow plus Burst on Stamina. So this puts us at 700 stamina, and then the end of the career is going to put us at 800. If we take this stamina right now, we never have to train stamina again. It also puts Akabono to Burst, which is useful. So we would take this training, we would rest, and then we would train last turn, I think. And then we never have to look at stamina again. Let's do that. Countermeasure is a sprint skill. We're not going to be using that. Slick Surge is huge. Team Rank S, that's our It's On hint. We are missing a single rainbow speed. That's okay, I can live with that. And then we are getting a single rainbow speed. Not very good, not very good. Okay, but we don't have to look at stamina anymore. If we take this training, we could still probably train next turn. If we take this training, we could definitely train next turn. We're already pretty good on speed. I think we can play our odds, and we can see if we can get even better speed trainings to show up for the rest of this run. If I see another triple rainbow speed, I want to be able to capitalize on it, no questions asked. We're not taking that. That's a fine wit training. It puts Haru to burst, which is nice. Also, more wit is not bad. More wit is more skill activation in team trials. Stam wit versus calm in a crowd. We don't need calm in a crowd, so we'll just take stamina and wit. Single rainbow speed, that means we can still train safely next turn. I'm all in on that. I do not need to spend a burst on power. The only place I want to burst right now is... Ooh, you know what? We could take this wit training and we could put digital to burst. I like that. I like that more than a random Tosin Jordan hint, even though we could be getting medium straights and corners out of that. Because an extra few bursts on speed would be very nice right now. It also just preserves energy. And then here, we can just kill this event chain, because we're not going to see the other 2 steps. So would I rather get plus 10 energy, plus 1 mood, plus 5 wit, or 30 skill points? I'd rather get 30 skill points. And then I don't want to see the rest of that ever again. Because it's not going to show up anyway. Good. Seven trainings to go. We don't need the stamina. Like, mechanically, we don't need the stamina. Right now, we're at 718. We're going to get to 800 by the end of the career, and we have a gold skill baked in to get us to 1,000. Which means, as weird as it sounds, we can actually take the guts option from this event. It does more to help us win races than stamina does. We don't need that rainbow training. We could take this power training. It does interesting spirit training stuff for us. It's a chance to get us extra hints, which I like. Single rainbow speed. We're kind of running out of time in this run. Let's take our last Rico on this turn to rebuild our energy. And then if we see good trainings in the last 2 turns, we can take them. A burst on Wit, I am totally fine with spending on right now. And then show me some big speed training. It's not very big. However, I'll still take it because it puts Bamboo Memory to burst, and it's not that bad of an energy deficit to be going into the finals with. Alright. Arima Keenan time, but Arima Keenan is not the stressor right now. The stressor is the Zenith Showdown. Easy. But then show me Zenith. Because Zenith has a habit of killing runs that are going very well. Half of our team is B rank. We've had 80 Unity trainings and 9 Spirit Bursts. Easily one of the stronger Unity Cup teams that we have ever fielded. I don't really see any adjustments that I need to make. Don't let it's all double circles. Do not let me down. Okay. Alright. We can breathe easy now. Oh, we're through all the hard parts. Alright, let's go celebrate our last 3 turns. I would like to see a burst on Wit and then 2 good speed trainings, please. In any order. There's our burst on Wit. So we take that, and then we want to see 2 good speed trainings. Maybe like 2 double rainbows? Or is that too much to ask? We're about to find out if it's too much to ask or not. It's too much to ask. It is not a good speed training. I think we might just take Wit again here. We don't need any of Cafe's hints, but we wouldn't mind some of these Tosin Jordan hints. Relevant. And then we still have one more turn where we could get a good speed training. Long straightaways, we're not going to use it. Good. We're even in a mile final somehow, which is nice. It means our mile S can go to work. No rainbow speed. That's so sad. I think we might just take the burst on Wit to get the hint out of Bamboo Memory. If we take this speed training, we get to 1000 speed, but that's not really an important benchmark in my mind. I would rather take this training because we get the hint, and then it also pushes our Wit to 600, which is just convenient. Outer Spell is a perfect hint. That's a late searcher hint. This shouldn't be a problem. It is not a problem. Let's go see how skills wound up. That is an extremely successful run, though. +3 from being on the cover. +10 from winning Unity Cup. +25 or so from finishing Rico Chain. +5 from end of career. Show me what I've got. 995 speed, 830 stam, 832 power, 600 wit, 500 guts. That's a scary runner for team trials for where we're at right now. Get curvature because it's gold. Get it's on because it's gold. Get no stopping me because it's gold. Get Dominator. You have 223 to work with. Ignited Spirit Power is good acceleration. You're not going to be able to buy a lot after this, but you're buying good relevant golds, so you're not that sad about it. Can you get outer? Can you get a Slick Surge? No, Slick Surge is 126. Oh. We might just end up getting like medium straights, medium corners, or something like that. I'm leaning towards medium corners because corners are usually mid-race, which is when velocity is going to matter more. And then we have 3 skill points left over. It would have been nice if we could find the opportunity to take a few more races, but this is a lot of gold skills to pack onto one runner. It's A+. The sparks are not good, but that's fine. This is 5 gold skills. And then an additional relevant acceleration skill. That is obviously our best Grass Wonder ever, but really not by much. I guess our previous runs were way luckier than I thought they were. I'm shocked that she's only 100 points better than our previous Mile Grass Wonder. Support Card Scout ticket from the event. Another 50k points in the bag. Let's go edit our team. The one we're going to switch out is this gold chip, because we're only at 725 stamina with no gold recovery. This gold chip is understammed for the longer mediums. So it's this gold chip that has to go. We're going to swap you out for this Grass Wonder. No, you don't run pace, though. You run late. And then what was the other Grass Wonder we had? It would have been you. So you're at 1,000, 830, 830. You're at 1,000, 700, 700. I guess we bought more non-gold skills on this one. We had 15 races, 13 wins on you. And on this one, we only had 14 races, 13 wins. They seem pretty close. Alright, let's run with that. That is going to rank us up. It's going to put us to 170k. And then let's go see how she does. Welcome to Team Rank A1. How are we looking? We have Grass Wonder on a 2,000 meter medium. He came in second, but every single one of our runners lost. Where is she at? Third on points, looking very good. Who's at the bottom? Sprint, Air Groove, Mile, Matikane, Medium, Mayano. Sprint, Medium, Mile runners, bottom 3. Second race, we're looking at a 2,200 medium. Tachyon wins, we come in 3rd and 4th. 520. We're starting to see the high rolls now. Tachyon first. Mile, medium, dirt. This is questionable. What happened here? Unique skill activated, only 2 rare skills activated. And you have 5? You missed a lot of skill activations. Yeah, we must have activated like Curvature and It's On and then not the other 3. Either because we failed the wit check or we were out of position for them. That happens. You don't have to cry too much about it. Also, maybe she was in a bad mood or something. I didn't check the moods. It's another 2,200. She came in second. She's the best runner of our 3 mediums. Again, well, this time it's mile, long, long. What was the mile race? Or what was the long race? It was a 2,500. Yeah, that's going to punish us for being over stam cap, because all of our long runners are giant stamina mountains. They're built more for like the 3,600s. Like this one. Okay, I hope you've got some stamina in there too. And a 2,400 medium? We could do really well here if our opponent does not have stamina cap. 475? I think our opponent had stamina cap. In fact, I think they had more stamina cap than us, because I think our winning ticket came in like 7th. Long shoes. We don't do a lot of long runners. I'll buy one of those. We do a lot of Okusho though. I don't have to buy that banner. And then take me into the last one. And for the last one, let's pop a parfait. Just so we can get a sense of what performance looks like when everybody on our team is in great mood. Let's wonder first. It's okay that we don't win. The goal was just to figure out some testing for us. I'll come back to you, Tazuna. Grass Wonder top points earner. Bottom 3 is sprint, dirt, sprint, long. I don't know how to help our dirt runners anymore. We spent so much time on those dirt runners and failed to improve them. Still though, we're getting closer to the retention line. Today is Wednesday, so retention line is probably going to wind up at like 610. We're currently at 520, but I think we can do better than 520 because we've had scores that were higher than 520 last week. We're just waiting to get lucky on one of those rolls for the score to really pop off. And I think that Agnes Tachyon and Grass Wonder that we built are very, very scary. I've seen both of them be at the top of our points earners just in those 5 matches. So I think as soon as we have one team trials round really line up for us where everything goes right, we're going to put up a very, very high score. In the meantime, let's go take care of this. This Grass Wonder should actually be a fine mile runner because she's mile S. Yeah. A-okay. And then we'll take our last daily shot. We'll go check up on the club. Creek is actually getting close to an upgrade. We don't make a lot of mile runners. We should buy mile shoes so that if we eventually get a good mile runner, we can upgrade them almost immediately. I don't know when the next time we're pulling on trainees is. Probably the next time we do a CM because that's when I'm going to get trainee tickets. But when we get a good mile runner, we're going to be in business. Grab dailies. We got a new team rating record. That's another 250 carats in the bag. That's all of our dailies done. It's possible, by the way. We'll check. Here's all the event missions done. Limited time stuff is done. It's possible that we might be able to pull on the Fine Motion banner and still pull on the Narita Top Road banner, depending on how many support tickets we have. No, no. Take me back. This is the one. Okay, just waiting for 8th. We're waiting for the 8th rarest item to finish this bingo card. That should hopefully not take that long. So before we wrap up, I want to take a look at... Also, there's a new banner today. There is Arden. She seizes the moment when close to the runner behind on the final straight, slightly consuming endurance to greatly increase velocity, which is interesting because that means you're consuming stamina to get some benefit. We can look at Game Tour quick to see exactly what it does, or actually maybe we should look at Uma.guide for this. Let's go pop over to Uma.guide and look at how the unique actually works mechanically. Alright, so here we are on Uma.guide. I said I would feature it, and now we're featuring it. Uma.guide is actually a really, really nice site. And if you're looking for a good resource for just general purpose Uma guides, mechanics explanations, quick reference lookups, all that kind of stuff, there's a lot of stuff going on Uma.guide, which is actually very, very useful. But in this case, we're going to be looking at characters. We're going to be looking at Meijiro Arden. We're going to be looking at her unique. The activation condition here is whether you're on or beyond the final corner. That's this is final corner equals 1. You have to be on a straight, corners equal to 0, and there has to be one runner within one length behind you. So that's not too difficult to fulfill. It's also a velocity unique, so it's going to be better on tracks where the final straight is fairly deep into late race, otherwise you're going to be in your acceleration phase. And it consumes 1% of your current HP to give you 45 plus 0.45 speed for 4 seconds. It's nice. It speeds you up quite a bit. The question is whether you're going to have enough stamina to actually do it. And in terms of what Arden can actually run, she's fairly limited in terms of what she's giving you in aptitudes. So you're basically locked into pace unless you want to spend a little bit of spark resources on frontrunner or late surger. You're also pretty heavily locked into mediums. It's easy to get her up to miles. It's a little tricky to get her up to longs. It's even trickier to get her up to sprints. So much like Teo, she's really shoehorned into doing one very specific thing, which is being a pace chaser on mediums. And while you can fix it a little bit with some spark investment, it can be kind of tricky. As far as stat growth go though, 10% speed, 20% wit is great. You're leaning slightly towards higher powered decks here that can afford to run wit cards in a medium deck. You'll notice that's not something that we have been doing because we don't have strong stamina cards and we're forced to run 2 stamina cards and Rico just to hit our stamina thresholds for mediums. But if you have better stamina cards, if you have, like a 2 uncapped Super Creek or something like that, you could get away with running, 1 Rico, 1 stam, and then you could run a wit card and 3 speed, or you could run 2 speed and 2 wit cards or something like that. So she leans a little closer to better decks, I think, than something that we could necessarily run if we have her. But she looks like a fine, serviceable pace chaser for mediums if that's something that you need on your account. And then we also have new support cards as well. We have Ina's Fujin's SR Wit card, which is actually pretty good. So you're getting mood effect and race bonus out of the unique perk. That's going to put your mood effect to 40%, and a 25% friendship bonus is a decent amount of wit, but you have 65 specialty priority. I think she may be the highest specialty priority wit card that we have access to right now. So if you really want to train wit and you want to get it high and you want relevant, consistent friendship recovery for energy, Ines is actually a very good card. As far as skills go, she also has a lot of nice skills. Playtime's Over is good. Slipstream is fairly good. Speed Eater is okay, depending on how much you want to lean into debuffs. And then in career events, you have a ton of stuff that you could potentially get. Standard distance is nice. Final push can be nice. It's a little track dependent. Medium straightaways is good and consistent. And then fast paced is also a pretty good hint in terms of being a front runner. So Ines looks like a really good wit card. And then we also have Agnes Digital's power card, which I don't think is as good. And a lot of that comes down to the unique perk. So you'll notice that for a lot of the decks that we've been making, we've really only had 2 card types in the deck, unless we're doing something fairly strange, and then we'll have 3. Or I guess technically the decks we're running Rico, we have 3 all the time. But a deck that has 5 different card types in it is relatively unfocused. That would be something like 2 speed, 1 power, 1 stam, 1 wit, and Rico as a PAL card. It's not really a deck that lends itself to making a strong runner because you're not really lining up rainbow trainings very well. And then your reward is that you get extra training effectiveness, but she kind of has questionable specialty priority, where she mostly shows up on power, but sometimes she doesn't. She also is missing a pretty chunky mood effect. 30% is fairly low as far as a lot of SSRs go. So I don't really think that Agnes Digital's power card is all that good, although there could be something that I'm missing. The stamina bonus and power bonus is interesting. It means that when you're training on power, you are getting 2 bonus stats out of it. So that could be good. And also, I think no matter what, no, if you train on wit, you don't get anything. But if you train on guts, you get a bonus power. If you train on power, you get a bonus stam and a bonus power. If you train on stamina, you get a bonus stamina. And if you train on speed, you get a bonus power. So she at least has that going for her. If you train on anything but wit, you are getting bonus stats. I just don't think the hoops that you have to jump through in order to get the unique perk to activate are really worth it in this case. Now, as far as plans go, we currently have 15 scout tickets, and we're probably going to get another few from the event, and we're probably going to get another few from Aquarius. It's going to put us to 20. Mechanically, these are worth about 3,000 carats. And then we're also going to be getting 100 free pulls on the Narita Top Road banner, which is worth 10,000 carats. No, 15,000 carats. So mechanically, as far as our carats are concerned, we're actually closer to like 52,000 carats right now. which means that when the Fine Motion banner comes up, we could pull 20 times on that, and then we could still potentially get to pity on the Narita Top Road banner. I'm not exactly sure how the math for that works out. It's something that I need to go and calculate myself to take a look at. But the point is that I think it might be possible for us to pull on the Fine Motion banner and then pull on the Narita Top Road banner immediately after that and still be able to hit pity on both, which would be really, really nice in terms of giving us a big upgrade to the support cards that are available on the account. So if you have any thoughts about that, or about the Grass Wonder that we made today, or about Uma in general, do feel free to leave me a note down in the comments. I would love to chat about it with you. And if you're enjoying the Uma videos in general, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care, enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you again soon.